Is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Take a look at the beautiful day today. Those fair weather cumulus clouds and those blue skies. That's our Florida America weather right at Adams Memorial's camera on this Wednesday, where we've had again plenty of sunshine. A few clouds trying to work their way in here from the north. Overall, though, we're looking at temperatures back to the 50s as we've had the last few days here. Holding on to 53 in Champaign, Springfield, a warmer 59 in Effingham. But tonight, it's going to get cool again as temperatures dip down into these low 40s by 11 p.m., but we think the mid-30s are possible. And that's why a frost advisory in effect for a handful of counties. We'll talk about how low the temperatures are going exactly, how long the cold sticks around, and how your weekend shapes up when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
A string of gun violence across two cities has led
some technical difficulties there, but we'll have more details on the aftermath of election night in Champaign County after the clerk's website went down. What we were asked not to share with you.
Plus, what do you do if you see two children alone outside? Why police are thanking one woman for her actions.
You're watching your local news leader.
Do we have the live?
This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
My almost 27 years at Urbana PD, we've never had 2 murders in 3 days.
He's talking about a deadly weekend in Champaign-Urbana. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. 3 shootings in one weekend have community leaders in Champaign County concerned. And just days before, a 2-year-old was also shot. Law enforcement in Champaign County putting their heads together, trying to stop the rise in violence. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman is live with us now in Urbana. So what are their plans to slow down the gun violence?
Well, law enforcement in Champaign County is trying to ramp up patrols, and each department is different ways to curb this gun violence. The Champaign Police Department is utilizing their crime task force, and the Champaign County Sheriff's Office says they are ramping up patrols and also going door to door. They hope to show people in neighborhoods impacted by the shootings that they're safe. They want to encourage people to use their new app and also call Crime Stoppers if they know anything about shootings. Urbana Police, Champaign Police, and the Sheriff's Office all say the shootings this past week and weekend were intentional.
That is the unintended consequences of recklessly shooting in the community.
All 3 of the department leaders say this year they have noticed a rise in gun violence. They also said they noticed a lot of bullet casings at the crime scenes. On the Friday crime scene, they noticed about 60 bullet casings just there. But I'll have an update for you at 10 tonight. In Urbana, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Bryce, thank you so much. A Champaign man is in custody after a shots fired investigation from last month. 25-year-old Kaitis Frazier is accused of shooting at another person on March 20th during a foot chase. He was arrested yesterday in an attempted traffic stop. Police say he sped away, made it to Urbana, then got out and ran on foot. He was eventually caught.
New at 6, a man from Decatur was sentenced in federal court to 45 years in prison for sextorting minors in 8 states. Cornell Johnson produced child pornography by controlling several female-presenting profiles on Facebook and contacting girls to entice them to send him sexually suggestive and explicit pictures. He then threatened to publish those nude photos online unless they continued to meet his demands. Investigators found 17 victims that ranged in age between 4 and 17. The Shelbyville Police Department needs your help identifying 2 suspects. Take a look right here. They say they walked out of the store with a TV and another electronic device. So here's another look. These 2 were caught on surveillance cameras. They left through the garden center, and those electronics were left in that car. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Shelbyville Police.
A man is dead after a train crash in Iroquois County last night. It happened on County Road 1200 North near Milford. Officials say 54-year-old Greg Brutlig didn't stop at a railroad crossing and crashed his car into the side of the train. Deputies say the gate arm was down with flashing lights. A woman is dead after a 2-car crash on I-57. It happened today just north of the Posodum exit near the Illini Prairie rest stop. State police say 1 car hit the back of another. The car in the back left the road, hit several trees, and crashed into a ditch. A 19-year-old passenger was thrown out. She was seriously hurt. The driver from Chicago died. The car that was rear-ended left the scene.
We're still waiting to learn more about what started a mobile home fire in Rantoul last night. Crews were sent to Aspen Drive around 7. The house was consumed by flames. Neighbors say the owner left 5 minutes before it started. The Decatur School Board released several recordings from closed sessions. This comes after the state's attorney general ruled the board violated the Open Meetings Act. Now, the board was accused of making a final decision about a bonus for the assistant superintendent during closed session. The Attorney General's office investigated and cleared the board of that accusation, but the board decided last night to release some of that audio. At one point on October 27th, a member discussed re-election strategies, which they aren't supposed to do while on the clock. Take a listen.
If Jeff was as tuned in to our town and our community as he should be, he would see the benefit of making sure that this current board is saving face going into an upcoming election so that some of the seats that are up for re-election would have, people re-elected in them, so that he knows that he has 4 people that know him, that are supportive of him, that believe in what he's doing moving forward.
The Attorney General's office says the board did violate the Open Meetings Act by talking about things like a new position and what they look for in a candidate for that position while they were in closed session. The board is not commenting about those recordings. We have new details tonight after the Champaign County Clerk's website crashed on election night after the polls closed.
WCIA 3 FOIA public records from the clerk's office spelling out who Aaron Ammons reached out to after election night. WCIA 3's Jen Lask is with us. So what did you find out?
Well, Jennifer, he reached out to his IT team and the website vendor. He confirmed that to us last week. We now know Ammons also reached out to the statewide Terrorism and Intelligence Center to report, quote, suspicious activity. The office asked me not to share what I learned because there's an investigation, but the records I requested and received belong to you, the public. So here's what I found out. STIC is made up of people from the Illinois State Police, National Guard, FBI, DEA, and Department of Homeland Security. His email to STIC said, quote, I asked them, the website vendor, if they thought it was an attack/hack, and initially they said no, but when I said it was strange that the site hasn't had any issues similar to this for over a year and that it happened on election night, right around the time we post our election results, then he said, that's a good point. Emails show the county clerk's office, state investigators, and website vendor set up a meeting for this past Monday. I asked Ammons and his deputy clerk how the meeting went. Deputy clerk Angie Patton only said they sent website logs to STIC for further investigation, but wouldn't go into more details. Ammons didn't get back to me. Jennifer?
All right, thank you so much. Now, election results are expected to be made official by next Tuesday. There were nearly 16,000 ballots cast as of the latest unofficial county update. Roughly 122,000 people registered to vote. So if you do the math, it looks like turnout will be roughly 13%.
A woman was in the right place at the right time. How she helped 2 kids in need.
And also tonight, a building collapsing is a scary situation. Imagine being upstairs when it happened.
Kevin, I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. So sunny, looked beautiful outside, but unless you were really standing in that sun, it was a little crisp.
Yeah, and even if you were standing in the wind, kind of cut through as well, made it a little chilly, and we've got more of that over the next few days here. High temperatures only made it to 59, back below normal. Didn't quite feel like that because of that wind, and as I mentioned, it may get even worse with frost in the forecast. Also a little bit of rain. We'll share that with you when we come back.